A very strong performance from you today, actually, and you've been doing really well throughout the tournament. The AHQ game, very back and forth, very exciting game to watch. What would you say was the biggest problem for your team during that game?
I think in the game against ASQ, our bot lane was a bit behind, so we couldn't snowball that because we were a bit behind. Even though we had advantage on mid and top, we had Elise, Echo, LeBlanc, which are 3 magic damage champions, and they just stacked magic resist, so it was really hard for us to actually kill their backline as well because they had Tahm Kench. So I think our draft was not that strong.
Speaking of your draft, I noticed especially last week you seemed to be a little bit out of sorts, not necessarily sure of yourself in some of the games, at least your team. And I spoke to Daylor and he said that they were very, very confident going into this week. I think he said that he wasn't really afraid of any of the teams in the group. Did you feel the same way?
Yeah, it was really weird actually because we were actually confident on everything we played because we played super good in the LCS and we played well in Scrims here. We played super good in Korea as well, so we were confident playing any comp basically. So that's why we went for like Orianna, Yasuo, stuff like this because we had good success with it. So, but then in the end we managed to play bad in the game. This week we had good scrims again. We drafted good. We had a good preparation this time, and that's why I think we were comfortable this week.
You said that you had good scrims this week. Did that kind of allow you to recover your confidence from losing the games last week?
I don't think so. Our scrims has always been good, and we have good results. But the biggest thing was the preparation. Our draft was just not on point, so that's why I think we lost these games.
And you were against a lot of mid laners in this group who had, I guess, a lot of hype or a lot of people rating them very highly within their own respective regions going in. Rookie, Westor, Incarnation. How did you rate yourself among these mid laners?
For me, it was hard to judge because coming into this tournament, I didn't play against them that much. I only played against Westor in Korean solo queue a few times, but against Incarnation I didn't play for a really long time. Against Rookie, actually I played against Rookie in solo queue as well, but I could just do well against them, so I was not scared or anything. I just played my own game, and it works.
So going from playing in H2K earlier in the season and then joining Fnatic, you've made it to the World Championship in your first year in the LCS. Are you surprised that this happened, or did you think that, as soon as you joined Fnatic, this was a good team, you were going to perform?
It was a big surprise for me that we did so well because in H2K it was more like up and down all the time and it was not stable, but in Fnatic we have good organization, good coach, a good atmosphere, we have good players, so after a while I realized that we could actually make it to Worlds and we have a good chance.
Looking forward into the quarterfinals, do you think that you're going to be extremely prepared going into them? Are you happy with your results here? And I guess, sorry about this, I'm going to re-ask the question. Going into the quarterfinals, do you feel like your confident 3-0 this day will, compared to the losses last week, will give you a good idea of what to do going forward and that you won't make the same mistakes again?
I'm pretty confident because we played pretty good today. The 2 games we won, the first 2 games we played pretty good, I think. We made some mistakes, but that was just because we were so far ahead, so we just did little mistakes which didn't really matter too much. But the last game against ASQ we played pretty poorly, so I'm sure we will learn from this game and it will help us so much. And I think in the end of the week we will be confident because I think we have a shot against beating every team in the best of 5 in the quarterfinals.
Now, what would you say was the biggest lesson that maybe you learned from this group stage? Either related, can I ask, both related to the meta and just about your team's play?
a hard question. I think one thing we learned is being not overconfident, because we were really overconfident going into this group, and it really hurt us because we thought we could play any comp, and we thought we had our own meta, so we had good win rates, so we just played it, but it failed. So
Okay, makes sense. Could you tell me maybe your favorite champion ability, I guess, of any champion?
you mean just one ability of a champion?
Just one ability that you like to use.
LeBlanc W.
Yeah, you used that a lot in this game. Speaking of the LeBlanc W, when AHQ were pushing in, did you feel like you could make the play, that you could make the opportunity, or were you really, really worried at that point? Like, at one point, did you realize that, oh, I can take this shot and I can win?
For me, at that point, it was already over, because if they positioned properly, then they could have ended the game, I think. But they decided to stack up, so that's when I went in, because they stack, so I could get AoE off, and they just misplayed heavily, and I capitalized, so we won.
You said that you feel like you could beat any team in the quarterfinals. What team do you think you would like to play the most, just stylistically, that you think would be an interesting match?
I think I would like to play against Origin, because we exactly know how they play. We know their pick and ban, we know their strategy in game, and I think we are better players than them. So I think that will be the easiest opponent. But I would not like to play against EDG or just EDG.
Speaking of Origin, you said that you know their strategy very well, you've played a lot against them. Do you think they've improved significantly going into the World Championship, or did maybe their games yesterday give you some pause on whether or not they'd improved?
I think they have improved so much, even before the Korean bootcamp, because we used to scrim them like most of the time, and we were like taking every game of them basically, and they slowly catched up, and then they went to the Korean bootcamp, then they got so much better. Now they came here, so they got better too, and I think they're getting close to the best teams, and but I still think that they're the weakest team going into the quarterfinals.
Okay, thank you very much.